Welcome to Candid Conversations with the Grand Canions. I am your co-host, Coach Karen Canion, comedian Simply Nat, and our Wookie, but only one sexy fine mofo can call me Wookie, and that is... You supposed to fall in, bro. I did that.
But your intro,
I did that.
You did that.
You don't think I did that?
I think you did that.
What'd you say? My intro was what?
No, I was like your intro. Your show was cool.
And I was trying to over to you, and you like.
The intro kind of funny though.
What was funny about it? I thought I did really good, and he's laughing.
You and your feelings?
I'm feel like Carrie.
Carrie?
When it's a movie, they're all gonna laugh at me.
I'm Coach Ken, your co-host. I'm Coach Ken, and welcome to Candid Conversations. And tonight, I don't know where we're going to go with this, but hey, listen, first thing I want to say is, y'all, we appreciate all of the new subscribers that we have. And we also would want, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to this YouTube channel. And then click the notification bell so that you get notified every time she over there, which is Taylor, puts up a new video. She's the one that makes all this stuff look good and make us look professional. So shout out to Taylor, y'all. Y'all say, hey, Taylor, when y'all write, comment, hey, Taylor. All right.
Hey, Tay Tay.
All right. So the other thing is this right here.
Okay.
Today's show is going to be good, but I got to say one thing. Our sponsor of today's show is Coach Karen Canion. Hey, that's AKA Wookie to me. She just started her first coaching program called Walk and Talk.
Yes.
And they meet every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday morning at 6 a.m.
At 6 a.m. And the link, if you're interested, if you're in a 60-mile radius of Greensboro, North Carolina, you click the link and join them. And she gives motivational tips, how to get out of a rut, okay? How to not lose yourself in relationships and how to just revitalize you. It is amazing. And I'm super proud of you, honey, for doing that.
Thank you. It's not all about, relationships with other people. We talk a lot about relationship with ourselves. You know how to be your own best friend, how to drop things that no longer serve you.
How to let stuff go.
How to let it go.
Wow.
Think you better let it go. Hey. But
finish it. Looks like another love.
Yo, meet me at the track on Wednesday mornings at 6 a.m. We have a lot of fun. Little refreshments after. Great conversation.
I would never bring refreshments to my coaching sessions.
Well,
I mean, that is amazing.
Well, for me, we're promoting a lot of things.
I come just for the refreshments. I'm just saying.
It is about being healthy mentally, emotionally, and physically. And so I'm aiding in all of that. And so a great start to a morning, some fruit, a little water.
So you work out and you've lost, what, 130?
I've lost over 100 pounds.
Oh, over 100. It's a lot.
It's closer to the 150 mark, but I'm who's counting? Me.
Obviously. Okay. But great job.
I would love to have you out. Like Ken said, hit the link
in the description.
Yes, hit the link.
There's a link in the description section with the walk and talk. Cool little page too. All right, look. So let's get into today.
Okay. Today we're gonna do something a little different.
What we gonna do?
Last week was a really good show.
It was.
We did a recap of the show prior because a lot of people had questions. And so I was like, I'm going to create something that we'll do once a month called Ask Coach Ken.
Okay.
All right. So I went back and
Don't try to stump me, gotcha question.
I went back and I found just like unanswered questions. A lot of times when we have a lot of people responding, we may miss something. And so I went back and I found a lot of unanswered questions, and I wanted to throw them at you today, because who would not want to ask Coach Ken a question, but not only ask it, to get it answered. So today we're going to answer some unanswered
I'll do my best
questions.
to answer them.
Yes.
Normally I always have an answer. It may not be the answer that people want, but it's going to be the answer that works.
I remember one time you told me I could go to Vegas with you and your friends, and I was so excited. I told everybody in the salon.
I don't know where this is going.
I told everybody in the salon, I'm going to Vegas, because he was my boyfriend then. I'm going to Vegas with my boyfriend. Remember I hit you up and I was like, yo, what's the deal with the tickets and stuff? You was like, what tickets? I said, I'm going to Vegas with y'all. You said, what? I must have been kidding in my mind. So your mouth says something your mind didn't participate in.
That has happened from time to time.
Yeah, so you have answers, but you just don't always remember them, is my point.
You know what? Whatever. Okay. All right, what you got?
Okay, so I'm going to start this one off with something a little heavy.
Oh, shit. Let's go.
A question that was asked. How do I know I'm not the toxic one?
That's easy.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, that's easy. Okay.
It's hard. It is hard for somebody to point the finger at themselves. So do tell.
You find the answer to that question by asking a question.
Mm-hmm.
And then you ask the question by asking yourself, what do I need to improve upon in a relationship? Because a lot of times people are not aware of the things they need to do, because we are so focused on what you need to do, what the other person needs to do. It's funny, I just got off a coaching call with a person, and I said to you never take responsibility. I got a little upset. I said, you never take responsibility. She says, I do, coach, I do. I said, tell me one thing you need to improve upon. She stopped for a minute, and she said, well, I do need to improve upon my communication, like you said. And she said, but when I try to communicate, this what happened, and he always do this. And I said, look, even in talking about the things you need to improve upon, you talk about what they need to improve upon. So the first thing is you ask the person, you ask yourself, what do I need to improve upon? Now, the second, once you ask yourself, you answer. You take the same question and you ask your partner. Because your partner always has a different perspective than you, because you're in the painting. See, a lot of times when we have a painting, like there's a painting on that wall, if I were in the painting, I couldn't see what's in the painting with me. But when I step back from the painting and somebody else is looking at it, they can see all of the things that are inside of the painting. So what I tell people is, it is good to ask people who are close to you. First, I will start with my partner. Then I will start with other people. What do you think I would improve upon? And I want you to be honest with me. I don't want you to try to make me feel good. I want you to be honest, because I want to improve.
But how does that show me that I'm toxic?
I'm about to show you.
Okay.
If you need to improve upon, if someone tells you need to improve upon in communication because you're always yelling, well, what toxic is, first of all, let's define what toxic is. Toxic is anything that poisons the relationship or poisons you. If my communication is poisoning the relationship, it's toxic. And so the reason why I said ask someone else is because you may not be aware of the things that you're doing that are toxic.
What if I am different outside of my relationship and they don't see my
well, that's why I said you want to ask your partner too.
No, I know you were saying, because like a lot of times when a person goes to their partner and they don't give them the answer that they are looking for, they will brush it off as they're angry or they're controlling, so they don't see it for what it is.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So outside of your partner and asking yourself that question, is it something else somebody could do to check to see if they're toxic? You know, like for me to check.
No, but when you ask yourself, you got to be honest.
You got to be honest with yourself.
You got to be honest with yourself. And then when you ask your partner, what overlaps? What overlaps? The reason why I say you ask other people who love you,
Right.
who want to see you win, because you might act a certain way in your relationship, but make no mistake about it. Some of that's going to overlap.
Okay. Okay. That's
Okay,
good.
when I'm in my relationship with my partners, I'm loud. Okay, same way I am with you. With my partners, I sometimes I want to take over and control. That's the way I've always been. Some of that is overlap because that's who I am. That's why I say ask people who love you, because people who love you gonna love you regardless of me being who I am. Okay.
That makes me think of some advice I gave somebody about something else one time. Okay.
So you gave somebody advice similar to mine?
But it was about something totally different.
I'm just saying, so you've been
Yes.
using my advice?
It was years ago. I was a stylist, so maybe you got that from me.
Okay. Okay.
So, how do I know when it's time? Like my granddaddy used to always sing, "You better know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run." When do you know it's time for me to break camp?
Okay. Now, what I'm about to say is going to hurt some people.
Okay. But we did a show the other day. Sometimes you got to hurt to help.
Here's the thing. Listen to what I'm about to say.
Okay.
The purpose, a relationship has only two purposes. It ain't sex. It ain't children. It is to grow and to heal.
Ooh, a relationship has two
purposes. To grow and to heal.
That's
Now
good.
think about it. Having children, that's a form of growth, right? Okay, going off, okay, grow and heal. Now, everything that we do, it ain't about getting houses. Did we grow in what we obtained? Or did a part of me heal? Think about in our relationship the things in me that have healed. Okay, the way that I communicate, almost got a divorce. That part of me, the way that I looked at childhood, the way that you look, we've healed in those areas, right? We've grown in areas. Now, here's how I know you. Your original question was, how do I know a person? It's over when the relationship ceases to do the things that it was designed to do.
That's good.
And we have no desire to do it. It's time to walk away.
Oh, so when it no longer is doing what it's desired or designed to do, and when you have no desire
to do it, it's time to walk away.
That's good.
I mean, think about what I'm saying.
That's really simple, but it's complex.
Right. And so people ask that question. And so what happens is you're in a relationship with someone, right? And the other person doesn't want to change anything. They don't want to heal, they don't want to grow, and they have no desire to. And what happens is if you want to grow, you want to heal, you want to do the things that, and you got to, you want to do those things, then your partner's unwilling. Now that is what I say. That is what I say. That's what I believe. And now, so here's the other factor. I am a believer. And the Bible talks about, a couple of reasons you live. I think it's divorce because of, I don't even know if it's infidelity or whatever it is, abandonment. Okay. Now, is you not wanting to do anything, is that a form of abandonment? You're not wanting to grow, not wanting to heal?
Ooh.
I'm asking that question because I pondered that.
That is good. And that takes me to my next. That's good. That is a good audience. What do you think? Put that out. Say that again. I would love to know how you guys feel about this. You said
Which one?
Is not wanting to grow. Is it not wanting to do something or to build is that abandonment?
Is that a form of abandonment? Not wanting to grow the relationship, not wanting to be better in the relationship, not wanting to do anything connecting the relationship at all. You just come home, you eat, you go to your corner, I go to my corner. Is that not a form of abandonment?
Is that a form of abandonment? And I wonder if that would hold up in a court of law.
I don't know.
I don't
know.
There's somebody out there that may know that. I would love to get you guys to chime in on that. Do you think that someone kind of closing off too, that is a form of abandonment?
Could be. And it actually is a form of abandonment. Would the courts recognize it as it? Maybe not. But what I'm talking about is human behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that leads me to my next question. I know a lot of my clients and some of my friends get stuck in relationships for years waiting for people to change. Do you think that's a waste of time? And what's your cutoff? How do I know that, okay, if this nigga don't mow the lawn tomorrow, it's a wrap? I mean, how do you know that if there is a cutoff, how do you know what that cutoff is?
I don't think there is a cutoff for any person. I think for a collective cutoff. Mm-hmm. I think the cutoff is individual. But I don't believe in necessarily, because what I do know is a lot of times we cut off too easy.
Do you think people are, and I got away from my original question, do you think people are wasting their time waiting for people to change?
Oh, yeah. No. You got to change you and the world will follow.
Ooh.
Change you and the world will follow.
And if the world doesn't follow?
Then you change you. Then we go back to the question before. Then what do? When the relationship ceases to do what it was designed to do. But the question is, how long do you wait? I think that's an individual decision. I think that's an individual decision. And I want to leave everybody, I want you to think about this. I want to leave you with this quote right here. Relationships would not be so hard if we didn't expect them to be so easy. And so once you look at it from that perspective, I can't tell you what the cutoff date is. But what I can tell you is you never stop trying. Some people stop trying and they say, well, I'm done. But they stay. So now think about that. As long as you are there, keep trying.
As long as you are there, keep trying.
Yeah. If you're done trying, then what are you staying for?
Audience, how long do you think is too long to wait for somebody to get their stuff together, to ask you to marry them, to get serious about the relationship? How long is too long to you? And I wonder if when you say it's done, do you feel like you've wasted your time, or do you feel like you've learned something in the process? I like to know that, because a lot of people feel like after a relationship is over, they look back and they're like, wow, I wasted years or months or whatever of my time. When it, you know what I'm saying? You hear that more than you do. Well, I learned this. It was a learning lesson.
So I want to deal with that. I wasted.
Okay.
So I asked somebody recently. He said, I wasted 6 years. I said, how do you determine that you wasted them? Now, wait a minute. She's like, well, I said, so your determination of waste is based on the outcome. Now watch this. So you're saying because we did not get married, the 6 years were wasted. She'd be like, yeah, okay. I said, if a student goes to school for 4 years to get a college degree, and they do not graduate, did they waste the 4 years? And she was like, well, yeah. I said, so the ultimate goal was the degree. Was it the degree or was it to learn something? Now listen to what I'm saying.
Both.
So it's both, right? So if I don't get both, then I wasted 4 years.
Oh, that's good.
If I don't get both, if all of the friends that I made for a lifetime, all of the relationships I made.
That's so good.
So you're saying it was a waste, right? So what it is we base something as a waste on a perceived outcome that we think we should get. And we disregard all the other things that I got along the way.
That's so good. That's good. That's really good, Mr. Canion.
That flesh and blood did not give me that.
It didn't.
Mm-mm.
I gave it to you last night, didn't I? Don't say nothing about me being asleep. Don't you say a word. Don't you say a word.
I didn't know who was snoring. You were the dog. The dog be snoring just like you. Okay. But y'all don't snore loud. It don't be loud. But I could just hear you a little bit. That's all. Just a little bit.
Tape of Ken's sleep coming soon. Follow me. So another question here.
Can I ask you a question? I know it's Ask Coach Ken.
If it was Ask Karen, yes,
I'm
you
gonna
could.
do one too. I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah, but today is Ask Coach Ken.
Okay, ask Coach
Ken.
All right. I'm gonna follow by the rules.
So I really, really want to be vulnerable with my partner.
Okay.
But I don't feel safe. How do I help create a safe space for me in the relationship so that I can be vulnerable? You know, we always feel like somebody else has to create it for us, but how can I be involved in creating a safe space for myself in the relationship?
Is the way you create a safe space, your first step is tell your partner, I want to create a safe space for you. So now watch how this works from a psychological standpoint. If I tell you, I want to create a safe space for you so you can share your deepest, darkest, your fears, your joys, your the things that make you tick. I want to create a space to show you that. Tell me, okay, tell me how I can do that for you. Why am I doing that? What I'm doing is I am planting the seed that I want to create this type of environment for both of us. But what I do is I initiate the environment. But the reality is I want the environment for me to share.
Give that what you need.
So I initiate it for you. And now I am training or conditioning your mind to a safe space being created for the relationship. That's how you start the creation of it.
So the way you create a safe space for yourself is to begin to create a safe space for your partner. Yeah. That's just good. Yeah. That is really, really good. I like it.
I am Coach Ken, though. I'm Coach Ken Canion. I'm smart as hell. Let's be honest. I mean,
is hell smart?
Well, I don't know if hell is smart.
Okay.
I'm smart as heaven.
Okay.
I'm not I'm not smart as God, but I'm just saying I'm smart.
You're trying to fix that.
You know, I don't want God to be like, oh, you really that smart? No, we just making an analogy. I'm just joking. All right. But you get what I'm saying?
Okay. And so the last thing that I am going to ask you, and that I think this is one of the most important ones, and this is something that I deal with a lot with, and don't flip it back on me because it's not Ask Coach Karen. But
what is that you have in your hand?
This is a fan, honey. My bestie went to Spain, baby. And yes, thank you, Linnell. Thank you, darling. Hey, this is not no clacker either. It's not one of the clacker fans.
I was about to say, is it a clacker?
Honey, this is, yes, thank you, Linnell, my bestie. That's what this is.
So it's not a clacker fan?
It's not one of, where them fans?
Boots on.
Where them? Psh, 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 psh. No, it's not a clacker.
Okay, it's not a clacker. Okay.
This is I'm hot. Dang, I forget. Oh, how do I? Did I ask you the question already? Okay.
Not yet. I got throwed out by your fan.
So, but I was saying this is something that we talked about last week in our walking talk, and I'm sure we will hit it a little bit on it.
I can't wait till you do your next walking talk.
But I'm excited too. I have an amazing exercise for them mentally. But and Palmer came up with it. But anyway, how do I balance loving you and loving myself? How do I balance loving my children and loving myself? How do I balance loving my job and loving myself? So how do I balance the life around me and keep myself steady? How do I pour into life and me at the same time?
Okay.
It was one question. I just posed it about 18 different ways, brother.
Okay, so I'm about to say this right here.
Okay.
When you go to the bathroom and do whatever you do in the bathroom, okay, this gonna sound crazy.
Oh, I don't know what's coming.
When you go in
I'm
the bathroom, whatever come out at the time that it come out, right? That means that you don't determine what comes out. It determines for you, right?
Trying to figure out where we going.
I'm not gonna
say
yes.
right. I'm not gonna say yes.
Yes.
I just don't feel comfortable saying yes.
So what happens is what you don't do is you don't be like, okay, hold up, this ain't pee time, this other time. What I'm saying is this.
You lost me.
I know I'm lost you till I bring you home.
Okay.
What I'm saying is we don't have to create this time for this, that time for that. Okay? What you do is say, I am going to spend time loving me. I'm going to spend time loving someone else, my kids, whatever. But what it is that each one of those things, one of those entities, gets times when I give it to them. Not that I gotta. So what people do is they put themselves in a predicament. And they say, I got to pick up my kid, my kids every day, my grandkids every single day at 5 o'clock. If I don't pick them up, I do myself a disservice. I'm going to get people mad at me. She going to be mad. They going to be mad. And I'm going to feel bad about me. All right? So the part of loving you is say, if I can pick them up on Monday and Friday, that's the part I'm going to give of me. Monday and Friday. And I'm going to be happy with that. I love them on Monday and Friday. I'm not going to beat and the part of it that you need to know is I'm not going to beat myself up for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that I can't. I'm going to pat myself on the back and love me because I could on Monday and Friday. That is what we call allowing love to flow. I allow love to flow every morning. Every morning you walk, you flow in love for yourself. And if you miss a morning, don't get mad at yourself. Don't beat yourself up because of that. We're going to be kind to ourselves and say, I loved on myself Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday every morning. I mean, on Friday, I get my hair done. I loved on me. So now what we're doing, we're allowing ourselves to love at the pace that we love at. We're allowing ourselves, because the part comes in when you lose yourself is when you beat yourself up when you don't. Most people, if you ask them, they get upset when they can't take care of mama, when they can't do this, when they can't do that. And so now it's like an emotional bank account. You feed into yourself, but every time you say you beat yourself up, you're extracting money from the emotional extracting from the emotional bank account. So what I'm saying is I'm going to applaud myself for the love that I give for everybody else and the love I give for me. And every time, and I'm okay with it. Now you can flourish like that. That's how you not lose yourself. That's how you balance yourself. That's how I do it. That I don't get mad now if I can't do something.
Does that equal balance?
Who said it was going to ever be equal?
No, I didn't say. No, I'm just saying because, like, to Go ahead.
And let me put it like this. 1 week you might love on yourself more. The next week you might love on the grandkids more. The following week you might love on your mama more. It ain't never equal. Remember, even in our relationship, it is never 50-50, baby. Sometimes, remember that time when I went through what I went through? I ain't have 50. You went 80 and I went 20. And sometimes, when you went through with your father, I was 90 for me and 10.
Why your number got to be bigger than mine?
Probably because
Why I couldn't
I'm
go
trying to be-
98? Why I couldn't go 98 and then you went 2? But then see, but baby, you had 80 and I had 20. Then I had 90 and you had 10. You always gotta have the most, nigga.
I can't make that. I'm trying to make a moment deep. Damn. But I will say this to you, since you're going to make jokes. Y'all, I can't make this up. I will say this.
Yes.
It ain't ever about 50-50. It ain't ever about balance. It's just about giving what I can, when I can.
And it's about choice. It's about choices as well.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll end with this before we, you want to get a card?
Oh.
I would just say this right here about that balancing. I always felt like I had to give so much. I had to do so much. I had to be over here and be over here and be over here and be over here. But society, that's something society has told us as women, that we got to just empty out our pocketbooks so there's nothing left. There's nothing else in there for us. And so I say you stop when you feel yourself being drained. It's a choice. It is a choice. So choose you is what I say.
All right.
Choose you, boo.
You're a motivational
And I've been
speaker
sitting
now.
here all day with my doggone bun, cat a corner, and ain't nobody said nothing. Y'all just let me look like I need a V8 up here, just all sitting to the side.
Let me see.
It's all, yeah.
I just put my readers on your bun. It's kind of crooked.
It is crooked. Yeah, it is crooked. Ain't nobody said nothing.
Is that because you didn't have your readers on? Anyway, so
Guys, I want to, go ahead.
go ahead. Talk about your walk and talk.
Thank you guys again for joining us on yet another Thursday evening. I would love for you guys to join me every Wednesday morning, 6 a.m., my walk and talk. Listen, guys, it is everything is, we say what happens here stays here. It is a safe space for you to come. Some heart healthy stuff, not just walking, but we're repairing hearts,
Oh yeah.
I love it. So I would love for you guys to come out and let's rediscover you, the real you, not the mommy, not the wife, not the person at work, but you, the real you. Time for you to jump in, player. You supposed to jump in and just go blah, 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 blah. But
Not
you were
the
stuck.
mommy, not the daughter, but the real you. The real you. All right, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, look, we sit out a lot of these games. Y'all know at the end, we always talk about the moment of truth, our card game. This is the original version. This is the sex.
Yeah. The original version.
Original version. This is the sex version. All right. So I'm gonna take one from there. I got her. Okay. All right. Here go one. I got one for you. All right.
Okay.
Here's a question.
Okay.
If you have a dream and your spouse is against you doing it, you should A, do it anyway. B, honor their wishes and not pursue your dreams. C, stop supporting their dreams. Or D, follow your dreams but keep it a secret. Wow.
Being me, it would be B.
Honor their wishes and not pursue your dreams, really?
If it was something that you didn't want me to do.
Wow. Okay. That's a deep question.
Yeah,
though.
because you would do D.
You know what? That's probably what I would do.
Yeah, I know.
I would follow my dreams, but keep it a secret. I probably would.
Mama, don't tell her I am stripping on Tuesday night.
All right, audience, what would you do? I'm going to repeat the question.
We gonna go to Lexington. They ain't gonna know us there.
Okay, here we go. If you have a dream and your spouse is against you doing it, you should A, do it anyway. B, honor their wishes and not pursue their dreams. Pursue your dreams, I'm sorry. C, stop supporting their dreams. Or D, follow your dreams but keep it a secret. What would you do?
What would you do?
All right, that's it for today.
I like Ask Coach Ken. I think I'm gonna keep that.
You gonna keep it?
I'm gonna keep this segment. What do you guys think? Let me know. And if you have any questions so that I can keep this going and he won't be, please inbox me, inbox Ken. Do they say inbox anymore or do they say DM?
Inbox us or Coach Ken Canion at gmail.com.
Or DM us, okay?
Or DM.
Or you can hit me up at, I don't have no, just Karen Canyon, Karen Canyon email, Gmail. That's my email. That's all I got. I ain't got what he talking about right there.
You go have it soon.
I'm going to have it, but I ain't got it today. Guys, thank you so very much for joining us. I hope you're having a super duper fantastic summer and that you're being safe. And make sure you put on your sunscreen, folks. That's all I got on it.
All right.
Until next week, we're the Canions. And we're out.